What is a $100 million player? Is it someone who can score goals? Someone who can create them? Perhaps they need to be able to do both. Or maybe it's about more than just football. Maybe they need to be a leader. Or maybe they just need to do whatever it takes to win. Can we use data and AI to determine what it takes to be a $100 million player? When endeavoring down the path of machine learning or data analysis, one must always have the foresight to anticipate the limitations of pure numerical analysis. The expected performance of a $100 million goalkeeper and a $100 million striker will undoubtedly vary tremendously. Interestingly, of the 16 executed and adjusted for inflation signings that have exceeded €100 million, 14 were forwards and 2 were midfielders. So in trying to determine what it takes to be a $100 million player, it appears evident that the place to look is forwards. There may be no more euphoric experience in football than witnessing your team's star forward in relentless goal-scoring form, scoring goal after goal, week in and week out. Then again, would you really expect any less from a player who literally costs the same as a 5-acre island? $100 million could provide secure drinking water to 1 million people in poverty, so a few goals every now and then shouldn't be too much to ask for. Data from the 2020-2021 season was analysed to determine factors that make a player worth over $100 million. 2 AI methods were used to conduct a feature importance analysis. Method 1 indicated that total shots on target and goal-creating actions were most relevant in determining a player's value. Method 2 suggested age and non-penalty XG plus XA in a season were the most important attributes. To put some of this into perspective, the player who led goal-creating actions was Messi, with 38 goal-creating actions during the season. Messi also led the way for non-penalty expected goals, plus expected assists in the season at 30.3. But what happens when we piece the data together and look at what being a $100 million player really takes? Machine learning was utilized to determine methods for classifying $100 million players. The results have been simplified for our analysis. Of forwards in the top 5 leagues who produced more than 6 passes leading to a goal during the season and attempted more than 158 dribbles in the season, all of them had a valuation greater than $100 million. The only non-forward player to adhere to these criteria was midfielder Rodrigo de Paul, who at the time had a €36 million valuation. Alternatively, of forwards who had more than 6 passes leading to a goal in the season, drew greater than 60 fouls in the season, and averaged more than 0.335 non-penalty goals per 90 minutes, all of them possessed a valuation of over $100 million. The only outlier here was midfielder Lucas Paqueta, who just 1 season later signed for West Ham United for €60 million. At the time, he had a projected valuation of just 30 million euros. Considering players who produced more than 6 passes leading to a goal in the season and who projected more than 0.205 goals per non-penalty shot, only 3 players satisfied these conditions: Romelu Lukaku, Erling Haaland, and Emmanuel Gyasi. That leaves 4 players with a supposed $100 million valuation who didn't make the cut: Raheem Sterling, Son Heung-min, Phil Foden, and Joao Felix. Now let's see whether players who sold for $100 million or more were really worth it. Neymar, Mbappe, Felix, Lukaku, Dembele, Bale and Ronaldo all make the cut. Alternatively, Coutinho and Griezmann's Barcelona stints were deemed insufficient in justifying their price tag, alongside Hazard's time at Real Madrid. Antony and Nunez are yet to show enough in the Premier League. Mudrik's Shakhtar performances are also inadequate in holding the qualities of a $100 million label. However, he only made 29 senior appearances for the Ukrainian side. But now, in the 2022-23 season, who is performing at a $100 million level? Running the numbers, it is revealed that Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe both make the cut convincingly, the only 2 players to pass multiple checks during analysis. According to the data, 10 more players are performing at a level which justifies a $100 million price tag: Haaland, Vinicius, Neymar, Martinez, Tony, David, Zaha, Embolo, Balogun, and Joselu. However, in the course of history, only 1 player over the age of 28 was ever sold for $100 million, being Cristiano Ronaldo to Juventus at 33 years old. If we cut away players over the age of 28, we're left with these 8 players: Erling Haaland, Vinicius Jr., Lautaro Martinez, Ivan Toney, Kylian Mbappe, Jonathan David, Briel Embolo, and Folarin Balogun. Perhaps the only 8 players who are truly $100 million players.